Columbia College heads into tonight's contest with an overall record of 13-4. They are 2-1 in AMC play. They are unranked right now, and they are one of several teams with just one conference loss on the season. In fact, there are 5 teams with one loss, and we'll touch on the conference standings later on. We did want to get on the air a little bit early tonight as we wanted to pay tribute to one of our friends at McKendree University who has left us and left a mark not only on myself, but the McKendree University community and the Metro East, in particular, the high schools and colleges around the area. Bill May, longtime broadcaster, not only of Metro East High School and other college contests, but he was a broadcaster for McKendree University for many years. And he was one of the first people that I had the good fortune to meet at the college. McKendree, of late, has dominated the series. The Bearcats have won 5 in a row against Columbia. They lead the all-time series 26-22 years ago. And I'll tell you what, Columbia seemed to have lost a little bit of their home court advantage at this facility. They defeated Harris Stowe in St. Louis 76-62. And in that ballgame, what more can you say? Eric Palm led the way for the Bearcats, 26 points, 9 of 17 shooting, 5 3-pointers in the ballgame. And a stretch late in the contest where he had 2 3-pointers in the final 65 seconds of play that stretched a 1-point lead out to a 7-point halftime advantage. And McKendree never seemed to be in trouble after that for Sean Rockers as the Cats shot 47% from the field. They were 5 of 10 from 3-point range. Columbia coming in off an impressive 65-60 victory on Saturday. Last season, McKendree took all 3 meetings against Columbia. As we're just about set for the national anthem. Both teams at their benches. We got some pregame introductions. Then it will be the national anthem, starting lineups, and tip-off. So settle in, get yourself your favorite snack and beverage, and join us for tonight's broadcast. As the McKendree lineup is being introduced, so we'll go ahead and run down tonight's starters. First for the visiting Bearcats, McKendree University. One guard, it'll be Eric Palm, the 6'2 senior out of McChesney Park, Illinois. Needs 9 points to move into the top 10 in the all-time scoring list for McKendree, averaging a conference-high 21.2 points per ballgame. At the other guard, it will be Andy Wolff, a 6'1 sophomore out of Centralia, Illinois, 5.7 points, just under 4 assists per ballgame. At one forward, Eric Hobby, the 6'6 sophomore from Vandalia, 13.4 points, 7.2 rebounds per contest. We'll keep an eye on him to see how far he can go tonight, feeling the effects of the flu. Brad Copeland at the other forward, a 6'7 sophomore from O'Fallon, 11.7 points, also 7.2 rebounds per ballgame. It is mid-winter basketball, AMC style, McKendree and Columbia. Old-fashioned rivalry in the AMC. Cats with a 26-22 edge in the all-time series. McKendree looking for its 6th win in a row against the Cougars of Columbia College. We failed to mention head coach Bob Burchard for Columbia now in his 21st season. 514 wins, so nearly 1,500 wins on the court here tonight as the tips controlled by McKendree and we're underway. Andy Wolff with the basketball. He's picked up midcourt by Lukic. Left side to Hobby. Hobby up top to Palm. Palm guarded by Turner. They're swinging around right side to Copeland. Copeland drives on the baseline. He's cut off. Wraps it out in the lane to Detmer. Detmer turnaround shot in the lane is short. Hobby flies in for the rebound. Hobby on the baseline. Needs some help. Close to a 5-second call. Hits a cutter down the lane. Detmer lays it up and in.
2 points. Detmer.
So Detmer, who had 18 the other night against Harris Stowe, off the mark early. McKendree leads 2-0. Across the timeline, Stegman left side to Turner. Turner guarded by Palm. Looks to dribble on the wing. Kicks it over to Lukic. Nearly thrown away, but saved on the baseline. Back out to Turner. Turner. Bounce pass to Hoskins in the lane. That is Stegman. The shot is blocked by Hobby out of bounds. Last touch by Hobby. 15 on the shot clock. 19-11 to go first half. 2-0 McKendree. So Hobby showing no effect so far of the flu-like symptoms. Lukic underneath to Lewis. Pump fake. Gets Detmer in the air, and Detmer fouled him with the body. Lewis, senior out of Lincoln, Nebraska. Right-handed shot, eyes the mark. Second one is on the way, and it's nothing but net, so 1 out of 2 that trip for Christian Lewis. Cats lead 2-1. We've played just about a minute. Wolff across the timeline, right side. Dribbles to the wing, bounce pass on the block to Detmer, out to Palm. 18-footer on the way, it's off the mark. Stegman the rebound. Outlets left side to Lukic. Cross court down the lane to Hoskins. Hoskins up strong off the glass and in. Columbia with a 3-2 lead. Wolff right side to Palm. Back out to Wolff between the circles. Wolff dribbles out near midcourt, guarded by Lukic. Left side to Hobby. Hobby waits for a cutter up top. That's Copeland. Right side to Wolff. Wolff on the baseline. That's Detmer. Shakes free of his defender. Lays up and in. Detmer has all 4 points for McKendree. Cats regain the lead 4-3. 18 and a half minutes to go first half. Lukic across the timeline. Takes it on the baseline. Gets a step on Detmer. Wraparound bounce pass left side to Turner. Turner between the circles. Stegman right side to Hoskins. Hoskins looks for a cutter. Instead up top to Lewis. Lewis with 20 on the shot clock. Goes left side to Lukic. Waits on the block. He's got high post to Stegman. Hits the cutter. Lewis lays it up. No good. Detmer clears the rebound. Over to Wolff. Wolff in transition. Looks right side. Instead goes left. Intended for Hobby. It's stolen away by Hoskins. One-on-one. Hoskins lays it up. No good. Detmer the rebound. He misjudged the leap. And Detmer with another board. 17:54 to go first half. Cats lead 4-3. Wolff. Right side over to Palm. Palm near the scorer's table. Dribbles, reverses, goes down right side. The fadeaway 12-footer, good. Palm off the mark, his first 2 points of the ball game. McKendree extends the lead 6-3. 17:35 to go first half. Stegman, left side over to Turner. Up top between the circles to Lewis. Right side over to Hoskins, drives the lane, cut off at the free throw line. Over to Turner. Turner back to Hoskins, guarded by Copeland. Entry pass to Stegman. Stegman guarded by Hobby. Dribbles in the lane, up and under, can't do it. Gives it off to Turner. 13 on the shot clock. Turner back out to Hoskins over to Lukic. Lukic with 8 on the shot clock. Guarded by Wolff. Looks for a screen. Really looks to drive. He's going to take it down right side. The runner is no good. Copeland the rebound. Hands it off to Wolff. Cats quickly the other way. 17 minutes remaining first half. Wolff gets an opening. Drives. Shot no good. He'll go to the line for 2. He's bumped by Stegman. Good recognition by Andy Wolff as the defense had cleared out. And that left the lane wide open right side for Andy Wolff. Extends the McKendree lead to 4. It's 7-3. Wolff one more. He doesn't dribble. Eyes the mark. Second one on the way. 2 for 2 for Andy Wolff. 8-3 Cats. 16:56 to go first half. Lukic across the timeline. Near midcourt to Stegman. Right side over to Hoskins. Hoskins looks inside. Doesn't have it up top to Lewis. Lewis hits a cutter. That's Turner. Turner drives as his defender fell down and throws it up off the glass and in. So Turner, who started the last 4 ball games for Columbia, hits his first points of the night. 8-5, McKendree by 3, 16:32 to go first half. Wolff across the timeline, left side, skips it on the sideline to Hobby, back to Wolff. Waits for a cutter. Goes right side, he's going to reverse it to Palm. Palm picked up by Turner, 18 on the shot clock. High post to Detmer. Detmer waits for a clear out, hands it to Palm. Palm's going to drive baseline, gets a step on Stegman, reverse layup, no good, rebound tip, Stegman has it. Palm had a step, just got too far underneath the basket and missed the shot. Lukic, the right side, he's got a step on the baseline, kicks it over to Hoskins, he'll drive left side, up, no good, but we've got an offensive foul. Andy Wolff steps in and takes the charge, good defense, as Hoskins picks up his first. That's team foul number 2. Here comes Carrington Pettiford, the freshman out of Florissant, Missouri, CBC High School. He'll replace Wolff. 4 minutes into this contest. McKendree leads 8-5 as Pettiford will run the point for the Bearcats. Pettiford across the timelines, picked up by Lukic. Looks left side, he's got Hobby there. Hobby between the circles to Copeland, now over to Pettiford, bounce pass on the block, that's Detmer. Detmer backs it in to turn around, hook shot off the glass and in. Detmer 6 points in the early going. He's got 6 of the 10 for McKendree. Cats have doubled up Columbia, 10-5. 15:35 to go first half. Lewis, right side over to Hoskins, waits for a clear out, lobs it over to Lukic. Lukic on the elbow, bounces it on the block, that's Turner. Turner working against Palm, drives, layup off the glass, no good. Good defense by Palm, and he gets the rebound. Palm skips it left side over to Hobby. He's going to fire up a 3. Bingo! Eric Hobby steps up, buries the 3. I'll tell you what, he struggled from outside all year. He looked pretty confident on that shot. Cats by 8 in the early going. Turner up top to Lewis. Hits a cutter, that's Hoskins on the wing. Hoskins tries to shake free of Copeland. The runner, no good, but he'll go to the line for 2. They're going to say Copeland got him with the hand. Second free throw for Hoskins is also good. Hoskins with 4 points. Cuts the McKendree lead to 13-7. Pettiford across the timeline, takes it, bounces it left side, and intended for Hobby, and it's stolen away momentarily by Hoskins. A loose ball on the floor. They call a jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Cougars. McKendree leads 13-7. Cats have led by as many as 8 in the early going. Bearcat women drop a 59-45 contest in the opener. McKendree men trying to salvage the split tonight. Ellis with the basketball up top to Tata, left side over to Turner. Turner between the circles, guarded by Pettiford. Looks for a screen, doesn't get it. Now in front of the McKendree bench, 15 on the shot clock. Picks up his dribble up top to Hoskins. Hoskins down the lane, cut off by Copeland, out to Turner with 8 on the shot clock. Turner cut off by Pettiford. They get it out to Tata, who fires up a 3 well off the mark. Lewis tracks it down on the baseline, throws it away. Copeland gets a hand on the basketball, 3-on-1. Hobby down the left side, slam jam home. Eric Hobby feeling no ill effects from the flu. 5 points here in the early going and a spectacular two-handed tomahawk. Cats lead 15-7. Timeout called by Columbia's head coach Bob Burchard. Approaching the 14-minute mark of the first half. Ellis with the basketball in front of the McKendree bench, skips it up top to Lewis. Right side over to Hoskins. Hoskins entry pass on the block to Tata. Hands it to a cutting Turner. Reverse layup is good. Good move from Turner. He's got 4. And cuts the McKendree lead to 15-9. Pettiford across the timeline tries to shake free of Ellis. Hands it to Palm left side. Palm. Entry pass on the block to Hobby. Reverse layup, no good. Gets his own rebound. Up strong off the glass. No. Rebound tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Hobby. 13:30 to go first half. Cats lead by 6. Columbia with the basketball. Turner working against Pettiford across the timeline. Hands it to Evans. Now up near midcourt to Tata. Left side over to Ellis. Ellis working against Palm. Tries to dribble between the legs. Gives it off to Ellis on the elbow. Ellis backing in against Rockers. Up and under move, shot blocked out of bounds by Rockers. 13:07 to go first half, 12 on the shot clock. Lewis to inbound left of the basket. He bounces it into Tata, gives it off to Turner. Turner with 9 on the shot clock. Over to Tata, back to Turner. Now 4 on the shot clock as Turner works it around the arc. He pulls up a long 2, no good. Rebound taken down by Palm. Palm in transition, right side over to Hobby. Hobby picks it up, thinks about the 3. Now tried to lob it to Rockers, and we've got a reach-in foul from behind. Lewis had the steal. 12:47 to go first half as the catcher back on defense. Turner across the timeline right side. Cut off by Pettiford between the circles to Tata. Left side over to Evans. Up top, that's Ellis. Ellis swings it over to Turner. Turner, bounce pass on the block. That is Lewis, and Rockers has just picked up his second foul. As you've got Pettiford, Wolff, and Palm out there, along with Hobby and Detmer. Turner to inbound for Columbia. Gets it in on the baseline. Nearly stolen away as Ellis saves it. He's going to back up, fire up a long 2, in and out. Flying in for the rebound is Evans, and he is taken to the ground by Wolff. Catch already shorthanded tonight as Ian Ridge is out with the flu. Turner lobs it in to Ellis. We're back underway. Over to Turner. Back out to Ellis. Wasn't expecting the pass, but saves it. Lob, high post, that's Lewis. Juke, shoots, and scores over Detmer. That's Lewis's first field goal. He's got 3. And the Cougars are within 4. It's 15-11. Typical low-scoring game here at the Arena at Southwell Complex. Palm on a cut. 15-footer in and out. Rebound to Ellis. Ellis quickly in transition for Columbia. Left of the key. They swing it around now right side. That's Turner. Turner dribbles behind the back over to Tata. He's going to fire up a 3. Back iron too strong, but Lewis in for the rebound. Lewis tried to get it on the block to Evans, and he saves it on the baseline. Now they work it back out to Turner. Turner with 11:35 to go, right side to Ellis. Ellis back up top to Tata, left side. That's Evans. Inside to Lewis. Lewis drives the one-hander. No good, but I think they're going to say Detmer got him with the hand.
Copeland and Rustler in the game for the Bearcats.
Lewis will have one more free throw as players pointing around, changing defensive assignments. 15-12, make it 15-13 as Lewis bounces home the second one. Cougars are within 2. Lewis has scored the last 4 for Columbia. 11:23 and counting first half. Wolff across the timeline left side. Wolff trying to shake free of Ellis. Now we've got a reach-in foul. Cats with the basketball and a 2-point lead as Wolff gets the inbounds from Hobby. Wolff looks left side, looking for a cutter. He's got Copeland on the wing. Copeland looks to drive on Lewis, kicks it underneath to a wide open John Rustler, and he's fouled from behind. Good look from Copeland. And they're going to get Stegman for his second foul. That's the 4th team foul. A 63% free throw shooter. First one on the way is good. 11:09 to go, first half, first point for Rustler.
Vitaly Amadov into the game for the Cougars.
And here comes Vitaly Amadov. He's a 6'9" junior from the Ukraine. He replaces Stegman. Cats stretch the lead back out to 3. Rustler's second free throw on the way, in and out. Copeland flies in, reverse layup good. Copeland got position, his first bucket of the evening. McKendree out to a 5-point lead, it's 18-13. Also back in is Miroslav Lukic. He runs the point as they swing it around now right side to Evans. Evans between the circles to Lewis. Lewis left side to Ellis. Ellis cut off at the free throw line by Palm. Back out to Lukic. Lukic drives down. The running 10-footer is good. Got the friendly roll. First basket for Lukic. Cuts McKendree lead back to 3. It's 18-15. Left side, that's Hobby. Hobby back out top to Rustler. Rustler right side to Palm. Palm relatively quiet in the early going. Looks to drive, spin move, he's cut off on a double team, taken away by Lukic. Lukic, 2-on-4, he backs it out, fakes the 3, hits a trailer. That's Lewis, has it knocked away, but saves it over to Evans. He's gonna fire up a 3 from the wing, and it's in. Got the friendly bounce, and we're tied at 18. Harry Statham wants a timeout. Here comes Pettiford in for the Bearcats as the Cougars have scored the last 5. 10-11 to go, first half, and Columbia's tied it at 18. And we're back underway. So we approach the 10-minute mark of the first half, tied at 18. Bounce pass left side to Hobby. Hobby guarded closely by Evans. Hobby works the top of the key, fakes the 3. Bullet pass in the lane to Rustler. The fadeaway 10-footer, no good. Hobby flies in, tries to get the board, no doing. Columbia comes away with it. Lukic in transition. Columbia can take the lead here. 9:50 to go, first half. Amadov swings it around left side to Ellis. Entry pass into Lukic. Lukic on the block, guarded by Pettiford. Turnaround, nothing there, gives it off to Ellis, back to Lukic, who fakes the 12-footer, out to Ellis. 15 on the shot clock as they're working around to Evans' right side. Evans fakes out, now they give it to Amadov. Left side over to Lukic. Entry pass to Lewis, up and under move. The runner in the lane, in and out, gets his own rebound, and he is blocked from behind. Copeland said he got ball, but they're going to say Copeland got him on the arm. 19-18, Columbia out in front. Second free throw upcoming from Lewis, and he rattles it home. 20-18, Columbia with a 15-5 run to take this lead. Got some full court pressure coming from the Cougars. They get it down court to Hobby. Hobby strong to the basket. He's going to go to the line for 2 as he's fouled by Amadov. Good look from Wolff as Hobby shook free on the opposite block. So if Hobby makes the second one, we'll be tied at 20. 6 points already for Hobby. Second one on the way. And it's in and out. Rebound tracked down on the baseline by Ellis. Ellis gives it off to Lukic. 9:09 and counting first half. Cats trail by a point as Lukic takes it across the timeline. High post entry pass. That's Lewis. Tries to shake free of Rustler. Can't do it. Now gives it back out to Lukic. Between the circles, Amadov. Right side to Ellis. Ellis loses control as he tried to dribble behind the back. And they're going to call Ellis for the hold working against Pettiford. So we'll have to see what status is on Eric Hobby as the high post pass goes to Rustler. It's clear out for Palm. Palm, spin move in the lane, and he traveled with the basketball as he was bumped by Lukic. 8:43 remaining first half. Cats trail by a point. Hobby looked to get some fluids in him on the bench as he puts the sweatshirt back on. Eric Hobby not playing at 100% tonight, but you couldn't tell it from the effort in the early going. High post entry pass, that's Lewis, guarded by Rustler. Tried to hit a flasher on the block, that is Evans, and it's knocked out of bounds as Lukic will inbound left of the basket. Lukic looks for a cutter, he's got Hoskins there, and it's stolen away by Pettiford. Good defense, over to Wolff. Wolff down the right side to Copeland, saves it on the baseline. Copeland working against Lewis. Kicks it over right side, left side to Pettiford. 3-pointer on the way, back iron, no good. Long rebound out to Hoskins. Hoskins, 2-on-4, doesn't have the numbers, slows it across midcourt. Now they work it around right side to Lukic. Approaching the 8-minute mark of the first half. Lukic guarded by Wolff. Works between the circles, right side, now takes it on the wing. Entry pass to Evans, shot no good. Rustler flies in for the rebound. Go over to Wolff, or Palm, Palm. Down the right side to driving, Carrington Pettiford lays it up no good. And they call an offensive foul on KP. Harry Statham switching up defensive assignments for the Bearcats. as McKendree flirting with some foul trouble here in the first half. Once again, already shorthanded, just 9 players dressing tonight. Lewis right of the key, swings the left side over to Lukic. Lukic looks for a cutter. Instead up top, he goes to Hoskins, right side to Turner. Turner picked up by Palm. Back up top to Lewis, left side over to Lukic, 15 on the shot clock. Lukic looks to drive down the lane, loses control of the basketball. It's up in the air, who comes away with it? Wolff for McKendree. Andy Wolff runs into Copeland, but saves the basketball. Left side over to Copeland. Copeland's going to drive the lane, spin move, and kicks it over to Rustler, but he shuffled the feet. Another turnover for the Bearcats. 7:11 to go first half. Columbia with the basketball and a 1-point lead, 20-19. Right side, that's Turner with the basketball. Swings it up top to Tata, left side over to Hoskins. High post, that is Lewis. He's guarded by Rustler. Lewis picks up his dribble, he's double teamed, gives it off to Hoskins. Hoskins back out to Lukic, 12 on the shot clock as Hoskins has it on the wing. He's double teamed as Rustler pops out. Now they get it to Tata, 5 on the shot clock. Tata's 3 on the way, no good. Wolff clears the rebound. Hobby will check in on the next dead ball for McKendree. Back between the circles, it's Wolff. As Harry Statham calls the play for McKendree. Wolff gets it back from Palm. Now left side over to Palm. 6:25 to go first half. Palm relatively quiet first half, just 2 points. Entry pass high post to Copeland. Spin move off the glass. He's blocked by Lewis. They're going to say Lewis got him with the body.
Eric Hobby.
Hobby heads to the lane. He clears out Pettiford. We're tied at 20. Copeland can give the lead back to McKendree if he's the back end of this 2-shot foul. Right-handed shot is on the way, and it's good. Nothing but net. 2 for 2 that trip for the sophomore Brad Copeland. 21-20 McKendree. 6:15 and counting first half. Across the timeline, Tata left side over to Hoskins. He's picked up by Copeland. Entry pass on the block to Lukic. Shot blocked from behind by Hobby. Pettiford with the rebound. In transition, Pettiford slows it up, waits for Palm, gives it off near midcourt. Now back right side to Pettiford. Pettiford resets the offense for the Bearcats. Back out to Rustler, waits for a cutter. That's Hobby right side. His 3-pointer on the way. Bingo! Hobby 2 for 2 from 3-point range. He's got 10. 24-20 McKendree, 5:38 counting first half, and an offensive foul against Columbia down away from the basketball. And they're going to get Evans, who's checked back in, working down low for his first. That's the 8th team foul. Bob Burchard wants a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout as he's working the official. A man who has struggled from outside all season, shooting near the 20% mark from 3-point range, 2 for 2 in the early going. And you don't like to say it, but you almost think he plays better when he's ill. And for those fans who have seen a McKendree-Columbia game, that's typical Bob Burchard basketball right there. Pettiford across the timeline, looks to drive left side. Strong left-handed layup and in. Pettiford with his first basket. The Cats on a 7-0 run. They lead 26-20. 5:20 to go first half. Turner near midcourt to Tata, right side to Hoskins. Guarded by Copeland. Looks for Evans to flash open. He does. Left side over to Lukic. Bounce pass on the block to Tata, working against Hobby. The running hook shot in the lane is good. Tata with his first basket. 26-22. McKendree by 4. Hobby left side with the basketball. Between the circles, Rustler right side over to Copeland. Copeland back to a cutting Palm. The driving layup shot no good, but he'll go to the line for 2 as he's fouled, I believe, by Hoskins. Palm on the year, 85% from the line. 4:50 to go. 26-22 McKendree. Make it 27-22 as Palm hits the first one. Lewis re-enters for Hoskins. Cats stretch the lead back to 5. As Palm will have one more free throw. The senior out of McChesney Park, Illinois, dribbles, eyes the mark, shot is on the way. Back iron, too strong, rebound to Lewis. So a rare miss from Palm. And the Cats go back on defense, leading by 5. Left side, it's Evans with the basketball. Looks up top, he's got Tata there, hits a cutter, that's Turner. Turner up top to Lukic. Lukic working against Pettiford, back over to Turner. Turner with 16 on the shot clock, gets it to Lewis. The turnaround 14-footer, no good. Copeland's guys for the rebound. Gives it off to Pettiford. Cats by 5. 4:24 to go first half. Right side, Palm. Palm looks high post. That's Copeland. Copeland works it in against Lewis. Up, no good. Lewis the rebound. Strong move, but Copeland just off the mark. Turner working against Palm. Pushes off, and they're going to call a foul on Palm. On the season, a 62% free throw shooter. Once again, no flow to this ball game. The officials calling it tight in the early going. Turner's first free throw on the way is good. Cuts the McKendree lead to 4. It's 27-23. Typical low-scoring game from the arena at Southwell Complex in Columbia, Missouri. Columbia giving up to 63.8 points per ball game as Turner hits the second one. Only once in the last 13 years has either team scored above 90 points in this series. Unfortunately, it came in the same game as Hobby fires up a 3, in and out. Rebound, Lewis nearly loses it, but it's saved by Tata. That 90-plus point game was in the same game as Columbia beat McKendree 96-92 a few years ago in Lebanon. But the defense continues strong here tonight as Evans has it up top, gives it to Turner. Turner drives the lane right side. He's cut off by Palm, gives it off to Evans. Evans in the block to Tata. His turnaround shot no good. Rebound to Copeland. Shot might have been blocked by Rustler as they give it off to Palm in front of the Columbia bench, and they got an offensive foul called against Palm. That's his second.
Number 12, Eric Palm.
That's his second, team foul number 10, a player control foul.
Second, team's 10.
So Palm will take a seat the final 3:27. Palm wants an explanation, but two officials that I've never seen before will not give Palm the explanation. Columbia can tie with a 3 here. Palm becomes the third Bearcat player with 2 fouls in this contest as Lewis has it between the circles, left side over to Turner. Turner, entry pass on the block to Tata, out to Lukic. Lukic around the arc, inside to Tata. Tata on the baseline. It's cut off by Hobby, out to Turner. Turner with 14 on the shot clock, working against Wolff. Hands it off. No, he goes, instead works around, fake the pass to Tata, underneath to Lewis. Shot blocked by Hobby. Rebound to Rustler. What a block, good anticipation from Hobby. Copeland the other way. Strong move in the lane, off the glass and in. Great transition basket there from the Bearcats. That created on the block by Hobby. 29-24, McKendree by 5, 2:41 to go first half. Turner between the circles to Tata, left side to Evans. Evans working against Copeland, backs it out. Now left of the key, that's Lukic. 2.5 minutes to go, 17 on the shot clock. Pettiford stretches out the defense for McKendree, picks up Lukic, gets a screen from Tata. The running one-handed layup, no good. Rebound tipped out to Hobby. Hands it off to Wolff, 2-on-1 if they hurry. Wolff takes it down the left side, spin move in the lane, kicks it off baseline. Copeland off the glass, no, but they call an offensive foul. That is the second on Copeland. Scoreboard shows 30-24. Kyle Heckert will check in for McKendree on the next dead ball as Turner has it across the timeline. They work it over to Evans left side. Entry pass, high post, that's Lewis. Lewis working against Rustler, tries to back it in. Lewis, spin move, shot off the glass and in. Tough shot from Lewis. Good defense from Rustler. As the officials, or the official scorers, finally recognize the error. Harry Statham wants a timeout. It's a 30. So both coaches have called their 30-second timeouts here in the first half. Minute 51 to go. McKendree by 3. Rustler will inbound to Wolff. We're back underway. Minute 48 to go first half. Wolff will walk it across the timeline. Columbia settles in. Looks like a 3-2 matchup zone. As Heckert has it between the circles. Right side over to Wolff. Back to Heckert. Dribbles once. Fakes left side. Hands it back to Wolff. Wolff will drive. Kicks it high post to Rustler. Rustler back out to Heckert over to Pettiford. On the baseline to Wolff, and Wolff traveled with the basketball. Interesting ball game from the arena at Southwell Complex. Minute 20 to go. As Lukic works it across the timeline. Skips it left side over to Evans. Between the circles to Amadoff. Right side, that's Turner. High post to Lewis. Lewis drives against Rustler. Shot off the glass, too strong. And rebound scrum in the lane. It's come away with. They've got Rustler, and they call Lewis for knocking him to the floor. Wild scramble. There was a scrum for the basketball. Rustler came away with it as he went to pass. It was knocked to the ground by Lewis. second on Lewis, more importantly, 10th team foul. So John Russler will go to the stripe for a pair. He's 1 out of 2 tonight from the line. It'll be interesting to see how they let him play in the second half. Russler's second free throw on the way. Off the mark, Amadov with the rebound. So the Cats come up empty that trip. Russler just 1 of 4. Minute to play in the first half. Cats lead by 3. Lukic across the timeline. Looks for a clear out. He's guarded by Pettiford. Kicks it to Amadov, left side over to Turner. Turner working against Wolff. Between the circles, that's Spraggins. Right side, Evans nearly kicked it out of bounds. Saved Heckard, good defense. They give it over to Turner with 13 on the shot clock. Turner picked up by Wolff, right side. Now 8 on the shot clock as Turner looks to drive. Up and under move. The shot from 12 is good. 8 for Turner. Columbia is within 1. Cats can hold for the final shot. 26 seconds to go first half. McKendree 29-28. Wolff near midcourt. They'll probably wait somewhere around 10 seconds. They'll start to run this offense. Heckard between the circles. Over to Heckard again. Heckard looks to drive, gives it left side to Pettiford. Pettiford with 10 on the game clock. Over to Hobby. Hobby's going to run the isolation play with 6 on the game clock. Hobby looks to drive. He's going to fire up a long 3. Good! Eric Hobby with a 25-footer near the buzzer. Hobby with 3 threes in the first half, 3 of 4 from three-point range, and the Cats go to the locker room with a 32-28 lead.
Rockers also was really about that guy.
As we see the Bearcats come out on the floor, we're about 6.5 minutes away from second half action. Hobby's back out on the floor. He had the sweatshirt on as he came out of the locker room and took it off. He's just in the shooting shirt now.
He's young, he's strong, he can deal with it.
You watched the first 20 minutes, as did I. What adjustments do the Bearcats need to make in that locker room coming out for the second half? Huge week, and if McKendree can come out with a trio of victories, that puts them 6-0 in the league, and I'll tell you what, virtually puts them in the driver's seat in terms of conference play.
The rankings come out, I guess, Monday.
Yes. Every Monday now the rest of the season. As David Wilhelm from the Belleville News Democrat, we're about a minute 40 seconds away from second half action. McKendree University leading Columbia College. The Cougars are finally out in the locker room as the Cougars trail McKendree 32-28 for McKendree. Those 5, Palm, Copeland, Rockers, and Detmer. And for Columbia, it was Ellis, Hoskins, Lewis, and Stegman. Brad Copeland gets the basketball from Nathan Chitwood. They bounce it into Andy Wolff. We're back underway. Second half action here at Columbia, Missouri. Palm, quick jumper on the way, 15-footer in and out, no good. Stegman tips the rebound over to Lewis. The Cats ran out an isolation play for Palm, couldn't get the 15-footer to go, and quickly the other way, Columbia. Turner with the basketball, up top to Stegman, swings it right side to Hoskins, entry pass on the block to Lewis. Lewis back out to Hoskins, little 2-man game, as Lewis has it, up strong, and Detmer's just picked up his 3rd foul. One more free throw upcoming for the senior out of Lincoln, Nebraska, Christian Lewis. Cougars leading scorer on the season, second one is on the way. Bounces off the back iron, no good. Copeland a rebound. Gives it off to Wolff. Cats lead by 3, 32-29. Wolff across the timeline, working against Lukic. Works it on the wing right side over to Detmer. Detmer backs it in against Stegman. Shot is blocked by Stegman, but they get Stegman for his 3rd. So a little tit for tat there as Stegman has it taken to him. That's his 3rd foul. Bearcats as a team, 7 of 12 from the line in the first half. Detmer has one more, the junior out of Aviston. Played at Bree Central High School. Second one on the way, good 1 out of 2 for Detmer. McKendree's first point of the second half. So both teams go 1 of 2 from the line here in the early going of the second half. Lukic across the timeline, right side, up top to Stegman. Swings it over to Turner. Turner between the circles to Lewis. Looks for a cutter right side. He's got Hoskins. Looks to drive. The runner. Shot off the side of the backboard. No good. Detmer chases it down, and it's saved by Hoskins. Hoskins back over to Turner. Fakes the 3. He's cut off at the free throw line by Palm. They're working around to Lukic. 10 on the shot clock. Over to Turner. Turner's three on the way. Back iron, no good. Hobby tips the rebound over to Wolff. Wolff saves it for McKendree. Down the sideline. In transition, right side to Detmer. Detmer, pump fake, turnaround shot, no good. Rebound tip. Hobby has it, lays it up and in. Very dangerous situation. Couple of players lucky they didn't get called for over the back right there. As McKendree stretches the lead back out to 6. It's 35-29. 18:25 to go second half. On the block, that's Lukic. He's double teamed. They kick it out to Hoskins. His three on the way. Back iron, no good. Hobby tips the rebound to Wolff. Good box out against Stegman. Wolff down the side. Takes it to the free throw line. Bounce pass in the post. That's Detmer. The turnaround hook shot, back iron, no good. Detmer tips it up again, no good. Third tip, no good. Rebound to Hoskins. Swings it left side, that's Turner. Turner down the wing. Takes it against Detmer. Shot blocked from behind by Hobby, and it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Lewis. Hobby with his 4th block of the ball game. 17:55 to go second half. McKendree clinging to a 6-point lead. Some full court pressure upcoming from Columbia. As Wolff has it, skips it over to Palm right side. Palm picked up by Turner, back to Wolff. Wolff back to Palm, over to Wolff. Wolff gets it across the timeline just ahead of the 10-second call. High post, that's Hobby over to Palm. His 22-footer on the way, back iron, no good. Copeland over the back. Cats can ill afford to get in deep foul trouble, so they're dressing just 9 tonight. Hoskins with the basketball between the circles. Looks to drive, he's cut off by Copeland. Out to Turner. Turner picked up by Palm. Turner between the circles, left side to Lukic. He's guarded by Wolff. 16 on the shot clock as Lewis drives the lane up against Palm, and they call an offensive foul. Palm stepped up to take the charge, and that's the 3rd on Lewis. The way they're calling this one, there might not be enough players left.
His 3rd, team 2nd.
17:16 to go. As Detmer inbounds to Wolff, some token pressure applied by the Cougars. Sean Rockers will check in on the next dead ball for McKendree. Palm has it between the circles, right side, free throw line to Detmer. Right side over to Wolff, entry pass to Copeland. Back out to Hobby, his 23-footer on the way. Bingo! Eric Hobby, his 4th three-pointer of the ball game. What more can you say? 15 points for Hobby, Cats lead by 9. Largest lead of the ball game for McKendree. 16:48 to go second half. Between the circles, Lewis. Right side to Turner. Turner looks for the entry pass to Stegman. Gets it over, guarded by Hobby. Stegman drives baseline, and he stepped out of bounds. Good defense by Hobby. Here comes Rockers, and he'll replace Detmer. Bob Burchard wants a timeout. As Hobby, he might have hurt his hand on that last defensive possession as he's holding it. As Lance Ringhausen will take a look. It's a full timeout called by Bob Burchard of Columbia. Hobby, a big effort tonight. It was questionable whether he was even going to make the trip when I left Lebanon at noon to come out and broadcast the women's game. He's still shaking that hand. He's in a little bit of pain. He's wincing. But he's going to fight through it. I'll tell you what, he's been a big-time gamer tonight. 17 points, 4 blocked shots. Great defense for the Bearcats, and Eric Hobby, not normally known for his defense, has come up with some big stops tonight. As the Bearcats face some full court pressure from Columbia, Palm has it, nearly loses it back to Wolff. Wolff across the timeline. As he hadn't crossed all the way, the fans wanted an over and back call. They won't get it. Wolff had 1 foot over, but not the second one. Wolff between the circles, right side. Up top, that's Hobby. Hobby fakes the 3, back over to Wolff in the corner. Palm's going to fire up a 3. Front iron, no good. Copeland has the rebound and slips to the floor, gets it over to Rockers. Hands to Hobby. Hobby's going to fire up a 3. Front iron, no good. Rockers tips the rebound over to Copeland, but he loses it. And taking it away is Stegman. And I think they're going to get Wolff for a reach, and no, that's 3 on Rockers. And it's been one official in particular, a guy I've never seen before. Turner, guarded by Palm, works the top of the key, looks to drive the lane, he's cut off by Copeland, gives it off to Hoskins. He'll drive, lays it up, wild shot, no good. Stegman there for the rebound. Misses the putback. Hoskins, 3rd time, no good. Palm the rebound. Palm quickly the other way, has Rockers with a 2-on-1, loses it in the lane, loose ball, Columbia comes away with it, it's Lewis, has it tipped away by Copeland, but Lewis saves it. Over to Turner. Turner, left side, picked up by Copeland, looks to drive. It's cut off at the free throw line, out to Joe Flanner. First time we've seen Flanner tonight. He started the last ball game, played 8 minutes, and sat the entire contest after the first 8 minutes. Flanner has it left of the key, guarded by Palm. Up top, that's Hoskins. Right side over to Turner with 9 on the shot clock. High post to Lewis. Lewis strong against Rockers, and it's knocked out of bounds by Sean Rockers. Flanner will inbound right of the basket. He looks for a cutter. He gets it out. It's tipped, stolen away by Palm. Palm in the clear. Left side reverse layup, good. Palm's first basket of the second half. He's got 5 on the night. Cats stretch it to a double-digit lead, 40-29, inside 15 minutes remaining. Flanner dribbles behind the back, pass down the lane to Lewis, and he is fouled by Hobby. And for Eric Hobby, that's his first foul of the night. Good foul right there, prevented an easy 2. Flanner will inbound. He looks for a cutter. Gets it in on the baseline. Ellis saves it. Ellis around the arc. High post to Lewis. Lewis tries to back it in against Copeland. Up and under move, doesn't have it. Now out to Ellis. Wraparound bounce pass to Lewis. Scoops it up and in. Lewis's first field goal of the second half. He's in double figures with 10. Palm loses it in the lane, but they get it over to Hobby. 3-pointer on the way, too strong. Palm the weak side rebound, blocked out of bounds by Stegman. Palm to inbound right of the basket. 14:27 to go. They get it out to Hobby. He's going to fire up another 3. Bingo! That answers that question. 8 in the second half for Hobby, 20 in the ball game. 43-31 McKendree. 14:15 to go, second half. Ellis up top to Lewis. Now left side to Turner. Turner, entry pass for Stegman, and it is kicked out of bounds by Palm. Flanner to inbound on the sideline across from the Columbia bench. He gets it into Tata. Back right side to Turner. Turner on the wing over to Ellis. Skip pass into Lewis, back to Ellis. Ellis with 12 on the shot clock. Up top between the circles to Turner. Over to Flanner left side. Flanner looks to drive. Dribbles between the legs. A long 2-pointer on the way. It's short. Palm skies for the rebound. Palm, he'll take it himself. 13:48 to go, second half. Entry pass into Rockers. Rockers working against Tata. Spin move. Turnaround jumper, no good. Lewis clears the rebound. Gives it off to Ellis. Down the sideline, right side to Turner. Driving layup, good. Turner's first basket of the second half. He's got 10. 43-33, Cats by 10. 13:24 and counting second half. Pettiford looks to drive, loses his dribble, but they get it over to Hobby. His 3-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound to Lewis. Lewis gives it off to Turner. Turner down the left side. Hands it off to Ellis. Ellis fakes the 3. Back to Turner. Turner on the wing. Skips it right side over to Flanner. Flanner against Pettiford. Spin move, fakes the defender. Rattles it in and out. Rebound taken down by Pettiford. Pettiford with a 4-on-3 if he hurries. Now he takes it on the wing. Pettiford is bumped by Turner as Palm will inbound left of the basket. They get it into Rockers. Skips it out, intended for Hobby, and it's stolen away by Columbia. Lewis has it. Lewis with a 2-on-3, kicks it out to Flanner. Flanner back to a cutting Ellis. It wasn't intended for him, but it's saved by Flanner. Back out to Tata. He fakes the 3. Pettiford's hurt. Tata's 12-footer on the way, no good, as the Cats claim the rebound, and we've got an injury as Pettiford is holding his left wrist, it looks like. It looks like he may have jammed his hand or something, as he is quickly escorted off the floor, replaced by Andy Wolff, and he is in obvious pain at the 12:30 mark. He may have jammed a finger, dislocated. We can't tell at this point, as Lance Ringhausen is working on Carrington Pettiford right now. Wolff has the basketball up top to Palm. Palm fakes the 3, and we've got there's no way that was a travel call, but they call it anyway. I normally don't complain about the officials, folks. I leave that to Kent, but it's a little obvious tonight. Rockers picks up his 4th foul on the entry play by Lewis. Second one upcoming for Lewis. Lewis is 7 of 9 from the line tonight. Second one is good, cuts the McKendree lead to 43-35. Approaching the 12-minute mark, Wolff running the point for the Bearcats. Gets it left side to Hobby on a wing. Hobby gets a screen from Copeland, a little give and go, and it's stolen away by Ellis. Ellis down the sideline right side, now takes it down the lane. Strong, off the glass and in. First field goal for Ellis. Harry Statham wants a timeout. 11:49 to go, second half. And here comes Columbia. They trail now by 6. 43-37. Cats have led by double figures in this ballgame. Eric Hobby's been playing with flu-like symptoms all game, although from his numbers you wouldn't know it. You got 4 Bearcat players heading one end of the floor. Hobby, it looks like he's trying to stay away from everybody so they don't catch the flu. He's down the high post right side. It'll be McKendree basketball, 11:49 to go. Copeland will inbound to Wolff. That is the case, and Wolff is picked up 3/4 court by Flanner. Wolff across the timeline. Free throw line to Palm, turnaround jumper is short, air ball, and Eric Palm having one of his toughest outings of the season. Palm's shot from 16 went about 14 feet. And Columbia can cut the lead in half with a 3-pointer here. They trail by 6. Left side, that's Ellis with the basketball. Works it down the right side, backs it out, 15-footer on the way, good. Ellis back-to-back baskets. And the Cougars are within 4. Palm, top of the key, wraps it around to Wolff. Wolff loses control of the basketball, throws it. Hobby tips it over to Palm underneath the Copeland. Reverse layup, good. A wild sequence, and the Cats somehow cash in. Copeland now with 8 points. And the Cats stretch the lead back out to 6. So McKendree catches a huge break. Inside pass to Turner. He lays it up and in as Palm backed off to try and avoid the 3rd foul. A dozen now for Turner. Hobby left side. Up top to Copeland, right side to Palm. 10:46 and counting second half. Cats by 4. Copeland has it between the circles, left side to Palm. Palm waits for a cutter, it's Hobby. Hobby drives the lane left side to Runner. Up, off the glass, no good. Tips it, no good. A 3rd tip, no good. Lewis comes away with it. So the shot's not falling now for McKendree, and Columbia trying to edge closer. Right side, that's Turner, hands it off to Ellis. Ellis dribbles behind the back, between the circles to Lewis, left side over to Flanner. Flanner, the running layup is good. Cougars are within a point. Harry Statham wants another timeout, 10:16 to go. And the Cougars on a run right now. It's a 16-3 run, I believe, that has cut it down to a 2-point lead for the Bearcats. McKendree led 40-29 at one point. Bounce pass goes into Wolff. We're back underway. 10:14 counting second half. McKendree by 2, 45-43. Wolff right side in the corner to Palm. Entry pass to Detmer. The hook shot in the lane, no good. Rebound bounces off of Ellis's head out of bounds. Cats catch a break. Cats run a stack play up top as Wolff skips it into Detmer. Detmer left side to Palm. Palm tries to shake free. Dribbles behind the back. High post to Copeland, out to Detmer. Right side to Hobby. Hobby needs some help. Dribbles once, gets it into Copeland. Copeland, the turnaround hook shot, in and out. Wolff tips the rebound over to Detmer. Ball high in the air over to Palm. His 3-pointer on the way, no good. Lewis another rebound. Columbia can tie or take the lead here. They trail by 2, 45-43, 9:38 and counting second half. Flanner between the circles to Lewis, right side Turner. Turner waits for baseline, that is Flanner. Flanner drives against Wolff, loses it, Copeland has it, over to Wolff. 3-on-2, Palm has the pass stolen away. Actually, Wolff threw it into Turner's hands. Turner quickly the other way, works it in front of the Columbia bench, out to Flanner. Between the circles to Amadov, over to Lewis. Lewis drives, the runner, off the glass, no good. Detmer gets a hand on the rebound, it's knocked out of bounds. It'll be McKendree basketball, last touched by, I believe it was Ellis. 9:11 to go. Here comes Stegman for Lewis for Columbia. 45-43, McKendree clings to a 2-point lead. As Wolff gets the play call from head coach Harry Statham. Statham looking for career win number 981. If he gets it, it won't come easy tonight. Left side, that's Copeland on the block to Detmer. Detmer sealed out on a double team, out to Copeland. Back out to Hobby. Hobby drives. The 12-footer on the way, no good off the side. Rebound to Stegman. You got to wonder if Hobby might be running out of gas here, as he's played the entire second half. Turner gives it off to Flanner near midcourt. Back to Turner. Turner right side in front of the Columbia bench. Turner drives the lane. The runner. Shot blocked by Detmer, over to Palm. Palm one-on-one with Ellis. Palm drives up, in, and he's fouled. Eric Palm, the driving layup. Foul called on Ellis, his 4th team foul. Where have we seen this before? Eric Palm, a driving layup and a foul. 47-43. Palm, 1 of 2 from the line tonight, an 85% free throw shooter coming in. 8:33 to go. Palm trying to make it a 5-point lead for McKendree, and he does just that. As we have substitutions for the Cougars. Scott Cummings, glad to have you along. Exciting AMC basketball from the arena at Southwell Complex in Columbia, Missouri. Hoskins has it in front of the scorer's table between the circles to Amadov. Left side to Evans. Evans back between the circles to Flanner. Drives, he's cut off by Wolff. Entry pass intended for, it's blocked. Shot blocked by Detmer over to Hobby. Hobby hands it off to Palm in the corner. 3-pointer on the way, no good. Detmer tips it up and in. Detmer, the weak side rebound and tip. Cats by 7. Left side, that is Evans with the basketball. Evans between the circles, they get it to Stegman over to Hoskins. Hoskins looking to Amadov, doesn't have position on the block, out to Flanner now. Flanner with 16 on the shot clock, goes left side to Evans, he's picked up by Copeland. Evans dribbles once out to Amadov, now over to Hoskins. Right side with 8 on the shot clock, up top to Evans, he's gonna fire up a 3, bingo. Bob Burchard wants a quick timeout. Cougars have 2 remaining, as do the Bearcats. 7:28 to go, 50-46 McKendree. As it looks like they are taping the ring finger on the left hand of Carrington Pettiford. We're trying to tape them up. Looks like they're going to try and get them ready to go this final 7.5 minutes. Tonight, 20 points, 4 block shots, playing basically with the flu. It does look like he has a little more color in his face this second half. That's a good sign. But I'll tell you what, if you give the player of the week just on the effort, knowing the situation coming in, they pass down the sideline to Hobby. Detmer gets it high post. The running layup, no good. Detmer tips it up and in again. 5 in the second half for Detmer. He's got 11 in the ball game. 2 big putbacks for Kenny Detmer. 52-46 McKendree. 7:07 to go second half. Between the circles, Lewis right side to Hoskins. Hoskins working against Palm. It's a cutter. That's Lukic is back in the ball game. Now over to Hoskins. Hoskins, they tried to get the entry pass into Stegman. It's knocked out of bounds by Palm. 18 on the shot clock, 6:56 to go. Still a lot of basketball to be played. Tell you what, it's been an exciting back and forth ball game and a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one may come down to the final possession. 11 on the shot clock as Lukic has it out near midcourt, working against Wolff. Takes it on the wing right side. Looks for the entry pass on the block, has Stegman. Stegman, the fadeaway shot blocked again by Hobby. There for the rebound is Evans, and he lays it up and in. So the Cats got the block, the stop they needed, but Evans in the right place at the right time. Found the loose ball, he's got 8. 6:28 to go, McKendree leads by 4. Left side, it's Copeland. Copeland waits for Detmer to flash open, he does on the block. Underneath to a wide open Andy Wolff, who lays it up and in. Good look from Detmer. Wolff's first field goal of the ball game. He's got 4 on the night. Teams trading baskets right now. McKendree leads by 6 again, 54-48. 6:08 to go. Right side, that's Hoskins. Hoskins entry pass to Lukic. Lukic underneath, and he's fouled by Wolff. That's the second on Andy, 16 foul. The senior from Serbia, 1 more free throw attempt on the way, is also good, 2 for 2 for Miroslav Lukic, now 4 points on the contest. Matches his uniform number. 54-50, McKendree by 4. Inside 6 minutes remaining. Wolff across the timeline, right side to Hobby. On the block to Detmer. Detmer pushes it up and in. Kenny Detmer starting to catch fire for the Bearcats. He's got 6 of their last 8. He's got 7.5, 13 in the ball game. 56-50, Cats. 5:42 and counting second half. On the wing, that's Lukic. Lukic kicks it back out to Evans. Between the circles to Stegman. Over to Hoskins, high post, that's Lewis. Lewis gets a step on Detmer, and Kenny has just picked up his 4th foul. 56-50, McKendree. Lewis eyes the mark. The bonus shot on the way. It's off the mark, no good. Rebound tip. Detmer had it for a second. Wolff saves it over to Detmer on the baseline. Andy Wolff the other way for McKendree. He's across the timeline right side. Reverses, goes left side, looks for a cutter. Palm trying to shake free. Instead, they get it to Copeland on the block, or on the wing, and we've got an offensive foul as Andy Wolff is called for an illegal screen away from the basketball. That is his 3rd, team foul number 8. The fouls piling up again for McKendree. Rockers and Detmer each with 4. Wolff and Copeland with 3. As we approach the 5-minute mark. Columbia with the basketball down by 6. Hoskins gets a step on Wolff. Shot up and in off the grass. They had to arc it off of. Had to arc it all over Hobby. And he gets it to go. Hoskins with the basket. 56-52. McKendree by 4. 4:50 to go. Free throw line. Copeland has it. He gives it off to Wolff. The running layup. Good. Wolff a big basket for McKendree. He's got 6 in the ball game. Once again, the team's trading baskets at this point. It's 58-52 McKendree, 4:35 to go. Lukic has it, free throw line. He gets it off to Hoskins, who drives. The layup, blocked by Hobby, but they're going to say he got him on the arm. Hoskins has scored the last 3 for the Cougars. Second one on the way. In and out. Hobby clears the rebound. Gives it off to Wolff. And Harry Statham says, let's spread the floor. Cats lead by 5. Wolff near midcourt on the CC logo at midcourt. Gives it off left side to Palmer from the scorer's table. 20 on the shot clock. Hobby has it over to Wolff. Wolff looks to drive. Is cut off at the free throw line by Flanner. They wait swinging around left side to Palm. Palm dribbles behind the back to the free throw line. Underneath to Detmer. Detmer double teamed. Spin shot no good. Hobby flew in, nearly got the tip. And we've got a loose ball foul called, I believe, on the Cougars. Palm gets the basketball. The inbound to Wolff near midcourt. Skips it the right side, intended for Hobby. It's knocked out of bounds by Hoskins. He saw that pass coming. Hobby to inbound across from the McKendree bench. He gets it into Hobby, or excuse me, gets it into Wolff. Wolff guarded by Flanner in front of the scorer's table. Left side over to Copeland. Copeland, a driving layup. In and out, no good, but he gets his own miss. Puts it back, it's blocked, knocked out of bounds. It'll be McKendree basketball with 33 on the shot clock, and Harry Statham looks incredulous. Couldn't believe there wasn't a foul call. As we have a substitution for the Cougars. Jason Ellis checks in, I believe for Flanner. As Palm will inbound for the Bearcats, 3:40 to go. Waits for a cutter. He's got Hobby out, fires up a 3. Good! Eric Hobby, his 6th three-pointer of the ball game. 11 in the second half, 23 in the ball game. Yeah, he's sick. I think we just put up a front there. 3:22 to go, Cats by 8, 61-53. Turner, left side over to Ellis. Ellis dribbles once, pulls up from 18, shot rattles home. That's McKendree lead back to 6. Hobby with I believe it's a season high 23. As Wolff works it out near midcourt. No, his season high 26 came against Olivet. We've got a hand check. Fresh 35 on the shot clock. Cats clinging to a 6-point lead. Hobby will inbound across from the scorer's table. Gets it into Wolff. We're back underway. Bearcats in no hurry to run this offense. Will take as much time off the clock as possible. Palm working against Turner. Between the circles to Hobby. Left side, that's Wolff. Wolff picked up by Ellis. Looks to drive. Wraparound pass underneath. Detmer's fouled on the way to the basket. And they're going to get Stegman for his 4th. Team foul number 7, Ken Detmer at the line for a pair. He's 1 out of 2 tonight. And Carrington Pettiford is up off the bench. He'll come in on the first free throw as Andy Wolff. He is favoring, I believe it's his right leg. 2:42 to go. Wolff in obvious discomfort as Detmer will be at the line for a pair. 61-55 McKendree, 2:42 to go. Detmer 1 of 2 from the line, 13 points on the night for the junior. First one on the way, and it's short. He was short on his first free throw attempt earlier in the half, then hit the second one. McKendree trying to make this a 3-possession game here, as each possession grows bigger and bigger. Detmer's second one on the way. Front iron, no good. Rebound cleared by Ellis. So Detmer just 1 of 4 from the line. He remains at 13 points. Turner across the timeline, picked up by Pettiford. Bounces it right side for Ellis. Ellis guarded by Palm. He pulls up, fires a long 2, and it's good. Ellis with the last 4. For Columbia's got 8, all in the second half, 61-57. McKendree by 4, 2:19 to go. Hobby backs it down near midcourt to Palm. Palm dribbles between the legs, back to Hobby. Hobby works it out around the arc over to Pettiford. Pettiford between the circles, skips it over to Detmer, back to Pettiford, 15 on the shot clock. Palm has it. Palm working against Turner. Between the circles, 9 on the shot clock. He falls to the ground, but Hobby saves it from McKendree. Hobby around the arc over to Pettiford. 4 on the shot clock to Detmer. He fires a 15-footer back iron, no good. Copeland in for the rebound, up and in. That was blocked momentarily by the official, but Copeland, the weak side rebound and putback. Cats by 6, minute 42 to go. 63-57. Turner bounces it right side for Hoskins. Hoskins. They're going to call a blocking foul on Copeland, as Copeland took exception to a push by Hoskins. Cuts the McKendree lead to 63-58. 94 seconds to play in this one, or at least in regulation. Hoskins' second free throw also good. And Bob Burchard calls a timeout. He's down to 1 remaining. So plenty of time remaining in this one. And we wouldn't have it any other way at the arena at South Wolff Complex. Last year, it came down to the final 3 seconds. Tonight, it could do very well the same. 63-59, Cats by 4. Andy Wolff sprints back to the huddle. Looks like he's ready to go. That could be big, and it'll be interesting to see if Pettiford stays out there. He does. So it'll be Pettiford, Palm, Copeland, Detmer, and Hobby. Copeland triggers the inbounds to Pettiford. Back to Copeland. Copeland gets by 1 defender, and actually he's fouled by that defender, and it's Turner. Copeland in this ball game, 10 points on the night. Dribbles, eyes the mark. Free throw is on the way. Back iron too strong. Hoskins tips the rebound over to Lewis. Minute 27 to go. Turner has it for Columbia. Turner picked up by Pettiford. He's across the timeline right side. Bounces it over to Ellis. He's guarded by Palm. Ellis drives, dribbles behind the back, gets some step on the baseline, lays it up, and in over the outstretched hands of Hobby. More pressure from the Cougars as they get it over to Wolff. Wolff to the middle of the floor, now takes it across the timeline, minute 3 to go. Hands it off to Palm. Exactly 1 minute remaining, Cats by 2. Wolff in front of our broadcast location near midcourt. Skips it over to Pettiford. Pettiford saves it near midcourt. Nearly an over and back call. Now Palm has it, 14 on the shot clock. 48 seconds to go. Palm looks to drive on Turner. The runner gets the friendly roll. Eric Palm in double figures with 11. 42 seconds to go. Cats by 4. Hoskins the other way. Lays it up and in. So quickly, Columbia counters. Wolff has it for McKendree, and they get it into clear to 36.2 seconds to go. 65-63 McKendree. Wolff spins the basketball. Eyes the mark, shot is on the way. Good. Louis, he rattled it home.
Yes, sir. How many we got left timeout-wise?
Free throw here makes it a 2-possession game, 66-63. Wolff with 1 more free throw attempt. Nothing but net. Harry Statham calls the timeout. He's got 1 remaining. Each team with a timeout remaining. 67-63 McKendree. 36.2 seconds to go. And McKendree needs a stop in the worst way on the defensive end. The hot hands of late for Columbia have been Brett Hoskins and Jason Ellis. They've combined to score the last 13 points for the Cougars. Hoskins with 7, Ellis with 6 in that span. Here we go, 33 seconds to go. Turner across the timeline. Right side over to Ellis. Ellis looks to drive, he backs it out. 17-footer on the way, back iron no good. Copeland has the rebound tipped out of his hands. Lewis up and in. The Cats huddle near midcourt. Columbia also opting not to take a seat on the bench. Here comes Lukic in for the lineup for the Cougars. My oh my, what a ball game we've had from the arena at South Wolff Complex tonight. Scott Cummings very pleased to bring it to you tonight. Cats trying to gut one out, win their 9th in a row, go to 16-4 on the year. More importantly, they go to 4-0 in the AMC with 24 big seconds remaining. McKendree will inbound to the right of the basket. Hobby will inbound for the Bearcats. Lukic now in the lineup for the Cougars. As the Cougars pick up in the full court, they get it into Palm, and Pettiford is steamrolled by Hoskins. Pettiford at the stripe for a pair. The freshman out of CBC High School in St. Louis. 24 seconds to go. Pettiford eyes the mark. First one is on the way. Back iron, no good. Here comes Ellis back in the lineup for Lukic. Situational substitution for the Cougars. Pettiford needs to make this one to at least extend it to a 3-point lead for McKendree. 24 seconds to go, and Pettiford's second one on the way. Good. Big free throw from KP. Bearcats need a stop defensively. 22 seconds to go. Turner with the basketball. Drives past Pettiford on the wing and gets it to Hoskins. Hoskins working against Wolff. 15 seconds. Hoskins looks for some help, gets it out to Turner. Over to Ellis. His three on the way. Front iron, no good. Hobby the rebound. Hobby outlets to Copeland. Copeland back over to Pettiford. Pettiford's going to back it out. 2 seconds to go. One. There's the horn, and the Cats win it by 3. 68-65, a huge rebound. The Cats run it out and run out the clock. McKendree with its 9th in a row goes to 16-4 on the year, 6 in a row against Columbia. McKendree wins for the 4th consecutive time on this floor at the arena at Southwell Complex, 68-64. Excuse me, 68-65, and McKendree had to earn that one. I'll tell you what, Eric Hobby, he may have earned himself a place in Bearcat lore tonight with that effort. 23 points. Coming out of the sickbed tonight, 6 3-pointers. I'll tell you what, that was one amazing performance for the reigning AMC Freshman of the Year. And McKendree needed every one of those points. 6 of 10 from 3-point range for a guy that's shooting 20% on the year from the arc. 1 of 2 from the line. Bobby added 8 rebounds and 4 block shots on the evening. 13 points for Kenny Detmer. Detmer was 6 of 13 from the field. He added 5 rebounds, 10 points each for Eric Palm and Brad Copeland. Leading rebounder for McKendree was Copeland with 9, Hobby with 8, 6 for Palm. Assist leader was Palm with 4. 3 steals for Carrington Pettiford, who jammed a finger late in the ball game. Andy Wolff went down, looked like he tweaked an ankle or something. But the Cats gutted this one out as they pull it out by 3 for Columbia. A balanced attack, Christian Lewis leads the way with 16 points. He was just 4 of 12 from the field, but 8 of 11 from the free throw line. 12 points for Terrell Turner. 11 points for Brett Hoskins, 10 points for Jason Ellis. A game-high 14 rebounds for Christian Lewis on the night as Columbia once again out-rebounded by McKendree 43-36. Assist leader for the Cougars, Jason Ellis with 2. 2 block shots for Greg Stegman and 2 steals each for Jason Ellis and Christian Lewis. Once again, what more can you say about the effort of Eric Hobby this evening? Coming out of the sickbed, wasn't sure if he was going to make the trip or not. Ends up fighting through it. He played in that ball game 37 minutes, 23 seconds, played the entire second half, 23 points, 8 rebounds, 4 block shots, and what more could you ask for from the reigning AMC Freshman of the Year? The Cats, points off of turnovers, were outscored 13-8 by Columbia. Second chance points, McKendree 18-13. But the points off the bench, a big total. Columbia held a 22-4 edge. But the most important statistic, the final score, McKendree wins it 68-65. Ken Zimmerman will join you again on Thursday, 7:20 for the pregame show, 7:30 tip-off McKendree and Williams Baptist at the Melvin Price Convocation Center. And then on Saturday, I'll be up in Hannibal for the Bearcats contest against Hannibal and Range College. 3:50 pregame show, and it will be a 4 o'clock tip-off. Time to catch our breath, write the post-game story, and exit stage right to head back home to Lebanon, Illinois. That's going to do it from the arena at Southwell Complex. The Bearcats win one. They win one for Joe May as they pull this one out, 68-65. Cats go to 16-4 on the year, 9 wins in a row. They're 4-0 in AMC play. Back at home on Thursday, Williams Baptist the opponent. Ken Zimmerman with the call. I'm Scott Cummings. Thanks for joining us, and have yourself a super Sports Tuesday.